Well, the real estate market has become completely unhinged. And if you're sitting at home thinking we were heading for a crash or the cron was slowing things down because everybody was at home recuperating, you might be in for a rude awakening. If it's your first time to this channel, I am Justin Conoco, one of the owners of Prime Real Estate with my beautiful wife. We're located in southwestern Ontario, Canada, but I network with people across North America, and it is the same everywhere. It is absolute mayhem in the real estate industry. And we may be heading to a place where you may be shopping for a house now and thinking, this is crazy. There's no way it's going to keep up. But in 6 months, you might again be in for a rude awakening if prices jump another 5 or 10%. I was looking at some statistics in Elgin, which I'm going to share with you a little bit further on, and homes that were, $550,000 in December are now $650,000, a $100,000 jump in very short order. The banks are talking about raising rates. It is out of control. I'm also going to share some stories that we are seeing boots on the ground where I'm starting to get a little bit concerned what's going to happen with appraisers 2 or 3 months from now. And so in today's episode, we're going to dig into the statistics. I'm going to tell you what's happening in the marketplaces. You can extrapolate a lot of this data to what's happening in your market because it is the same everywhere. Massive inventory shortage. People are wondering, when do I buy? When do I sell? Do I sell my house first? Don't do that because you might have a very, very hard time buying. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. We're going to dig right into the statistics. I decided to go live. I am highly caffeinated, end of day, as you can tell, because it's dark outside. So if I stutter my words, I apologize. But if you have any questions, I wanted to be able to answer them live. I think it's important to have this discourse and be prepared for the future. And I am a little bit concerned to see what's going to be happening in the marketplace over the next 6 months. So let's prep you for some level of success. So let's dig right into the statistic first. I'm going to show you a beautiful photo of Grand Bend, Ontario. That is the pier. That is a jet ski. That was not yesterday because the lake's completely frozen over, but I'm here because I'm going to show you this. So this is the London St. Thomas region. So the average price point is up 27.6% from 2022. Meaning if I take these same statistics and I say we go up another even 10% by spring, that's another $70,000 on top of that. And if I go another 7 or 10% on top of that, you're $140,000 up from this number. So if you've pulled a mortgage and say your buying power is $750,000 today, if this stat continues up to 2022, you're going to be much higher than you are today. Now you're looking at these stats. They said 2020. It's actually 2021 now because it's 2022 when they did this report. They didn't actually update the numbers. The number of new listings on the market, 429. Sales activity, 530. Why are these two numbers important? Well, this is more than this. This means that you're getting less and less inventory on the marketplace. That is a telling number. Also, months of inventory, 0.3. A balanced market is like 4 months of inventory, meaning if I don't list another house today, you're going to run out of houses to sell in 4 months. We're at 0.3, meaning we're not very far away from running out of inventory. And the median days on market is the middle or average price point of days on market, and it's 8. But this isn't really a telling number because a lot of people are holding offers for 7 days and then doing offers on the 8th day. The Elgin stats are 657, so that's the average price point compared to 707 in London. 14 new listings, 18 sales activities, 0.9 months of inventory. This is why these reports are super important. This is going to change. You mark my words. When I do this in February, you're going to see the months of inventory drop in St. Thomas. It is on absolute fire right now. Sarnia-Lambton area, so Sarnia all the way up to that Grand Bend area. Average sales price, 508. New listings, 81. Sales activity, 101. 0.6 months of inventory, so a little bit less than the Elgin market, but a little bit more than London. 9 median days on market. We do a lot of business in the Sarnia area. We have multiple projects down there, and I can tell you it is changing at a rapid pace. The prices have increased dramatically over the last couple of years. St. Thomas itself, 663, 122. It's up 50% from last year. And again, mark a note here, 2020 should read 2021. So from last year, they're up 50%. 52 new listings, 57 sold listings and sales activities. And you can notice 0.2 months of inventory, even less than London, 8 days on market. So we're seeing some pretty wild statistics. I'm going to share one more data set with you before we get right into the rest of the market update. Let me just get this off the screen, and I'm going to bring this guy on the screen. So this is all of Itso. I can go area by area, but again, I'm showing you data that you need to be paying attention to. The median sales price, this is going back to 2020. And I look at the difference, $736,000 all the way from 470. I look at the number of new listings. You're also noticing these spikes and these dips. Now, I told you I'd give you ways to succeed in the marketplace. I think we're going to see big spikes of listings and then drop-offs and then spikes and then drop-offs because people are reading the news, and the news isn't as up-to-date as this report is. The news usually comes out 2 or 3 weeks later and is relying on older sales data. The data that I'm reading for you is based off stuff from December. Already in January, we are seeing another shift in the marketplace that I'm going to share with you in a moment. Home for sales drastically down. Sales volume down because there's no homes to sell. Days on market, like I said, you're hovering around that 8 days to market. Months of supply down. Percent of original price and list price. This is just where it's landing. So you're about 107.4% over list price is the average. Keep in mind this statistic varies by property and area. I'm seeing homes listed for 700 selling for $1,050,000. I'm seeing homes listed at 1.2 selling for $2 million. So you could talk about $300,000 to $700,000 over asking price, but not every sale is created the same. Quite a few properties are selling closer to list price if they're priced heavily aggressively. A lot of agents are using under market pricing. Price per square foot, you're looking at around the 478 mark. That's been a really big jump. If you're looking to build a new home, you're also going to have to deal with the fact that a lot of builders are experiencing the same stress as you guys are. I know a lot of people think real estate agents are just printing money right now. It's so easy to do business and builders are running away with their bags of cash. Well, let me burst your bubble for a second. Real estate agents are actually having the hardest time doing business these days. The attrition rate is going to be so high that OREA, the education provider, Humber College, the one that issues the licenses, I've heard, sent letters to new students letting them know that it ain't easy out there. Let's run some quick math for you. Back in the day, if I'm doing a transaction on a home and I got to show 3 to 5 properties, maybe write 1 or 2 offers to do it, and let's say 3 to 4 hours per offer. That's about 8 hours of work. You're getting paid a percentage point off that. You're making a pretty good paycheck. In this market, you may have to write 10 offers to get one deal done, do all those showings, all those comparative analysis, all the paperwork. I'm not saying this because I want you to feel bad for me. I like my job. I'm here at night. I don't mind working in up markets or down markets. Why I'm saying this is to be a little bit cautious for people that think that real estate is the solution to all of their problems. Like anything else, if you're willing to work hard, you can do very, very well. But I would say the same thing goes if you want to start a landscaping business, you want to become a home builder, you want to get into mortgages, anything you work hard at, you can succeed at, especially if you're consistent. If you are a new agent, you want to find some success, head over to my YouTube channel, and I got a whole bunch of insights for you on how you can really structure and build your business. Another thing that I will say is if you're a business owner, I feel for you out there. The real estate industry is doing what it's doing, but we're really trying to give back to our community, profile community members that are really struggling and pushing just to keep their doors open, given the state of affairs right now. Please help your neighbor. Please support local. Please avoid buying at the huge box stores and support the lifeblood of your community. Our entire nation was built on the backs of small and medium businesses, employing local people and really doing it at the highest level possible. So make sure you turn around and scratch those people's backs. And if you're in a restaurant or doing takeout, tip a little bit more and just try and not use those food delivery services. Go direct to the takeout, drive there, and they will be on the outskirts. When we get out of this, they'll be there for you as well. I completely digress. Let's go back to the market report. So high level, I did want to talk about where the average price point versus the home values are. So let me pull my screen back up for a second. I'm going to show you one more thing here. So let me pull these stats back up. And I want to show you about home affordability. Everybody talks about the fact that I can't buy a house. Average price point is back to $736,000, $250,000. And we're talking all Itso. So we're talking all markets. If you want the best properties in Southwestern Ontario or a real estate agent in any specific market, reach out to us. We have an incredible network of professionals. But let's talk single family homes. Average price point, $783,000. Townhouses. Average price point, $727,000. Condos, $530,000 for condos is the average price point. Semi-detached homes, $680,000. Man, that's pricey. So let's go down to London, Ontario for fun. let's just jump into this market. And everybody thinks the same thing. Man, it's crazy. Single family homes, and they're pricey. Compared to Itso, you're significantly cheaper. You're 30 grand cheaper if you're in London. Now let's just go to townhouses. You're 538. Let's go to condos. You're 356. Let's go to semi-detached. You're back up to 598. So semi-detached single family homes, detached homes are going to be a little bit more expensive. But one thing I'll tell people, and I'm conservative by nature, right? A lot of times when I see these ups and downs in the marketplaces, we're playing the long game. We're not always entering the market. Something I want to tell people is, with the interest rates rising and the prices rising as fast as they can, a note of caution I'm giving people is, don't be scared to get into an alternative product right now, because where your price point is may change dramatically in 6 to 12 months. So yes, maybe you want to be in a single family home in a specific area right now. Maybe you got to buy a townhouse or a condo. Maybe you want to get some equity into play so that the market doesn't run away from you. Now, again, make sure you're working with a professional and you're not just buying a house for the sake of buying a house. Make sure if interest rates go up, you're safe. Agents that are out there just doing deals for the sake of doing deals, run from that. If you smell what's called commission breath, that they're just working for the deal and not for you, I would be very, very cautious. Make sure you have a power team that you're working with that explains the home buying process start to finish, that can walk through strategies with you, a mortgage agent that's super dialed in onto the products that you're going to be locking in at, what those rates look like. They walk through scenarios of what happens if rates go up. And then you got a killer lawyer that can focus on the real estate side of the transaction. All three of those service providers are getting absolutely overworked right now. So it's very important to make sure that you're working with the right people. Contrast though, before we wrap this up, I want to show you a little bit of London compared to, say, Sarnia, for example. So look at the highway, right? Look at the 401 corridor and look at the price difference that you see from the GTA all the way to London. If I add an area like Sarnia, for example, look what happens. Look at the differences that you see, right? All property types. You're seeing now even more affordability. So for all property types, all Itso 736, London's almost $100,000 cheaper, and Sarnia is almost $200,000 cheaper. That's a very interesting statistic. And Sarnia's got some pretty cool places to live. They're going through some redevelopment. They're looking at the urban growth boundaries, where they're going to develop land, where they're not going to develop land. It's now more important than ever to be super dialed in to what's happening in these neighborhoods before they hit the public. So knowing what new developments are coming, knowing how to succeed when it comes to picking the right new development areas, and then also what lifestyle is like. A shift that we made is going heavy virtual with our consultations. So we're doing this with buyers that are working with us, buyers that are looking at our YouTube channel and wanting to come to the area. We're actually walking them through in the back end, showing them our system and doing these virtual tours with them and showing them multiple communities at the same time. I think it's amazing what you can do with technology, because we can hit 4 or 5 cities. We can bring in our experts at Prime in those different areas and property types, show you what it's like to live in West Elgin with Betty in the rural areas. Take you to St. Thomas. If you want to open a business, Jamie Dodds can hit you on the commercial side. If you want to invest and buy lakefront property in Grand Bend, I can show you a bunch of stuff up there, and we can do it from the comfort of our homes on our computers. And then when it comes time to buy, then you do the belly to belly and door to door shopping. But with the state of affairs right now, it's probably more important than ever to make sure you're using your time as wisely as possible. I would love to know from anybody that's watching this video, where do you think the market's going? Because in January, or let's go back to December, we knew the market was on fire right up until Christmas Eve, right up until Christmas Day. It was busy. People were doing 20 offers on Christmas Day. Like, Christmas Day, really? Of all days of the year, that's when you have to do offer presentations? Then the vid came back. The cron turned its head, and we're like, well, what's going to happen now? Everybody's at home. Nobody's actually going to go out and look at properties. Everybody was just waiting, bated breath. First week of January came out. A couple sales happened, multiple offers, got a little crazy. People listed properties. We did a sale, highest dollar per square foot sale in all of London. And it took us probably 30 days to get there, where in December, you would have thought, well, 7 days on market, it's going to happen. And that's when that sale is going to happen. It wasn't. It was January. We relisted the property. Things started popping off. We started seeing rural properties getting multiple offers. And this is where we saw this snowball really picking up. And we batten down the hatches with the team, and we're calling our buyers and we're talking to people saying, hey, we're looking. It's going to take work. It's going to take strategy. But now's the time where we really need to buckle down and know where we're at and where we're going. Are we looking to buy? Are we looking to back off for a bit? You know, some people are selling their houses and moving to Florida. Literally, if you want to go to Florida, you want to move to Texas, you want to move to California, we've expanded our referral network across the globe. I have some of the most amazing talent that I know better than some people know people in their own office that I can send you to. So keep in mind, we live in a global village now. If you're looking to make a move one way or another, just email us or call the number below, info@primebrokerage.ca. We do pick up. We're here to just consult. If you're just concerned about the market and you just want to talk through it, happy to help you. Keep in mind, we don't need a sale to be okay, right? We really do try and put people above profits. We try and give them the best advice that we can. We don't have all the answers, but if we don't have the answers, we will go find it, or we know who does. Always appreciate you guys hanging out. Mike Steele, thanks so much for popping in, brother. He's down in Windsor. Absolutely awesome. I will see you in February with Scott McGillivray and the entire crew. We do a bunch of work with Scott. He's awesome. Always dialed into the marketplace. There's Scott actually in a Santa shirt right there. He's wearing like a Santa muscle shirt right there. And actually, if you want to go to Manhattan and buy real estate there, I could hook you up with my boy Ryan Surhan. He's also an absolute killer. But I digress. I got to get home. It is freezing cold in Canada. So maybe I should think about that Florida referrals. Love you all for being here. Hopefully you got some value. Drop in the comments. Let me know what you think is going to happen with the real estate market in 2022. And if you need some help, we are here for you.